Hey everyone, welcome to Downward Dog Rising. I'm going to give you a Pilates Reformer workout today. Today's workout is geared for you if you have osteoporosis. So I'm going to give you a safe workout that's going to focus on spinal stabilization as well as extension work. So this will be safe for you to do if you have osteoporosis. And it's also great to strengthen and meet your needs to help you get stronger having osteoporosis. So we're going to start off. I'm going to have you put your headrest in the up position, and then I'm going to give you a warm up, and I'll take you through a flow of exercises that's conducive to helping you gain strength and mobility. All right, so grab your water. You already have a reformer if you're watching this video. So if you don't have a reformer, check out Pilates.com because there's options to have a home reformer delivered to your house, and it really doesn't need all that much space. I have 4 reformers, so I don't have room for them. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but at least to have one working. So, all right, let's get started. We're gonna lie down. I'm gonna have you go a little bit lighter. You could do 2 reds and a blue spring, so there's no pressure bearing down into your shoulders. And then if that was absolutely just way too light on your lower body, your legs, because we do want to feel some resistance to help you with your bone density, then go ahead and bring it up to then 2 red springs if you want it a little heavier. And then I usually keep my headrest down, but today I'm going to put it on the middle range, just to show you what it's like to have the head up, and then that can help contour the natural curves in the spine. So we're going to start off by lying down on our mat, on our carriage mat that is, and I'm going to have you just stretch the arms long all the way down by sides of body. Take the toes, the balls of the feet, and you don't want just the toes, they can slip from the bar. Make sure it's the meaty portion right below the toes, and then you're just gonna press your legs out straight and then come back with control. And then if it's possible, it's best not to wear jewelry while you're working out. I have jewelry on. You don't wanna get yourself hooked into the machine, so if you think about it, try to take off your necklaces and stuff. So you're gonna inhale to go out, exhale to return. Just make it nice and smooth. Ribs expand, ribs knit. Avoid any knee locking. And 6. Full extension without any locking of the joints. On the next one, press legs long, slowly dip the heels, lift the heels, fold and come back in. Feel how your core deepens into your back. Breathing in, exhale, breathing in, exhale, slide in neutral. And 5. And 4. 3 more. 2. And last one. Come all the way home. I want you to keep your toes on top of the foot bar. Now just draw your heels together, V stance, Pilates V. And I want you to feel like your abdominals streamline into your spine, your inner thighs wrap into your outer hips, under the gluteals, and zip up, zip those thighs together. And inhale, exhale, reach, just zip those thighs together. Feel ribs cascade down together in front. And 6. And 5. 4, keep that core connection at all times. 3. 2 more. And last one. Gently come back home. Place your heels firm, not just the top of the heel like that. You don't want to slip off. Go down to the bottom two corners of your heels, inner outer heel, flex toes to sky, press out. Really drive through the front of those thighs, lengthen and lift, and resist with backs of thighs and glutes. Lengthen and lift. Breathing in, ribs expand. Exhale, ribs cascade down together. Five, four, resist, come back in. Feel those core muscles deepening into your back end. Three, and two, last one. Now, second position, go wider on your bar. If it bothers your hip joints and you feel like you're too wide, go ahead and slide in a little bit so you're not overdoing the hips. But we do want to create some space in your hip joints. You can either have palms reach up, palms reach down, open shoulders, chest, gently press into those heels. Think of your two hip points pulling straight across together. Transversus abdominis. Feel the shoulder blades float down the sides of your back. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, exhale, return. Exhale. Exhale. And 6, 5, feel the abdominals really connecting. 4, and 3, and 2, last one, and gently return home. Now I want you to slide your heels to the middle of your foot bar, reach and take your headrest to the down position so there's no compression in your cervical spine and your neck. And then what I want you to do here is just a small little set of nose circles, baby circles one way. Feel that second cervical vertebra on the neck. And then little baby circles the opposite way. Little baby circles. Breathe in, breathe out. Second cervical vertebra. Return center. All right. Okay, next, your heels are going to be hip distance apart on your bar, so there's no way you slide off. You're not right at the edge. Kind of root down. And then feel how collarbones are wide. You don't have the shoulders jammed into the shoulder blocks. I want you to really feel how your abdominals deepen into your back. Inhale, work your glutes, and then I want you to lift up. Use your core, keep stretching tailbone long, and then I want you to lower hips back to the mat. I want you to exhale, you're gonna lift up, no weight in neck, and then I want you to lower hips straight back down. Straight lift up, neutral spine, scoop in, tailbone long, straight back down. 2 more. Exhale, you're gonna lift. Inhale, come back. One more time, you're gonna lift straight up and lower straight down. All right, now modification is to stay here and do that 5 more times. If you wanna give yourself a bigger challenge, start off like that. You're in your neutral hip bridge. Slowly press carriage away. Keep tailbone reaching long. Bring carriage home. And then bring your pelvis down to the mat. So you're gonna lift up hips, press out with control, come in with control, and then lower hips straight back down. 3 more. Chest is open. Control, and then lower hips back to mat. 2 more. Lifting straight, tailbone long, your glutes are engaged, your hips are aligned, and then you just bring the pelvis straight down. Let's just do 1 more. It's a straight bridge. Engage your glutes. Those 2 hip points come together. You land, and then you just set your hips all the way straight to the mat. In classical Pilates, running in place is more towards the end. I like to use it to get your spine to axially elongate onto the carriage mat. So I'm going to ask you to just do some running here. We might do it again at the end. Press into the ball of your foot, sink the other heel down, spread your toes apart. Feel how top of head is elongating away from your tailbone. You inhale, and then you exhale. You inhale, And then you exhale. Your wrists, you don't want to have tension in the wrists where they float up like that. Try to relax the shoulders against the mat. Relax your wrists. We don't want the energy to escape out of the joints. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 4. Feel ribs cascade down together, 3. And inhale, exhale, reach, and 2. And inhale, exhale, reach, last one. Nice and smooth, even cadence. And they're gonna gently come all the way back home. Excellent. Reach under your head. You're gonna float your headrest back up for some support. You can see if you want it medium or high. And then what I want you to do, that's why you don't keep necklaces on. I almost got caught under the headrest. What you have to do is just stay calm and don't move your head or neck. And you'd have to extricate by going under the headrest to loosen up your jewelry. I'm just gonna keep mine down because it's easier not to get caught. All right, so what I want you to do next to protect your spine, you're gonna turn to your side, tighten your core, then push into your shoulder rest. And then that way you don't have to flex your spine to get up or down off your mat. Now take off a red spring. If you have 3 reds, you're gonna take off 2 reds, keep 1 red spring on the hook, and you're gonna add a blue or just have 1 red, 1 blue. We're gonna do a spring and a half right now. And then if a red and a blue, if a spring and a half are too heavy, then I want you to go a little lighter. You're gonna do a single green spring. And then I'm gonna give you something, if you have a little ball, you could use a little ball between your knees, and then I'm gonna grab, I think I'll grab a pillow. I'm gonna grab one of these little pillows instead. And then we're gonna take it down. This just gives something like to squeeze your knees against so those inner thighs are really engaged. So you're gonna come down on your side like that and then just roll. I have these little balls over there, but they're like 3 pounds, so if I drop it, I don't want it to fall, it'll hurt. You're gonna take your pillow, your ball, your yoga block, whatever you can find that's accessible. I want you to squeeze it between your inner thighs, your knees, not like right at the top, but so it doesn't fall out. Grab a hold of your straps. Most likely you have ropes. If you have 2 sets of handles, you're gonna use the smaller loops. If you have 1 set, no worries. You just have to grab your loops. And then what I want you to do, you're gonna float your knees up into the air. This might be too small, we shall see. We shall totally see, this might be too small for me. You're gonna float your knees tabletop. So we're gonna make a 90-degree angle. If that's too hard on your back, maybe you would go a little bit in deeper and be a little more relaxed so your back doesn't arch off the mat. For some of you, having knees be 90 degrees tabletop might be challenging on your low back. So you would cross ankles and just let your legs fall closer in towards you if you needed to. If you needed to do it that way, it's okay. Now, you're anchoring your shoulder blades down into your back, and then you just really keep the chest open. You inhale, the arms lift, and then you exhale. Abdominals scoop into the spine. And 6, 5, anchor those shoulder blades. They float down sides of back. 4, and 3, and 2. We're not doing any lifting of head, neck, and shoulders in this class because we don't want to do that if we have osteoporosis. We're going to go into a circle next. Anchor from the edges of each of your shoulder blades. They anchor deeper into your back. You can even stretch fingertips long. Inhale, chest opens. Think of engaging, initiating from the middle back muscles. Inhale, exhale, reach and stretch, scoop those core muscles in tight. 5, 4, notice how I don't cross my hands together at the end. I keep them wide. 3, 2 more, connecting under the armpits, last one. Now reverse, chest is open, come around to the hips, lift back up. Inhale, exhale. And we'll work on smoothing it out. Chest is open, scoop core tight. And 6, 5, collarbones are wide. 4, 3, keep that connection in the middle of your back. 2, and last one. Awesome. Place feet on bar. Now I'm going to have you remove your ball. And then I'm going to ask you to take your arms so the back of your upper arm bone stays flat on carriage mat. Really open the collarbones far and wide. Careful not to round your shoulders up off carriage mat. Float the legs up. Now I'm going to ask you to keep your back neutral, and you're going to extend one leg out across the bar. Without doing that, without arching, you might have to go higher than 45 degrees. Come in and then exhale, point toes, reach the other leg out. Really focus on abdominal wall, scooping into the length of your spine. Abdominal scoop in, careful you don't pooch them out, pull them in tight. And 5, engage back of upper arms. 4, if you could keep your back down, you can reach lower. 3, 2 more. Last set. Gently bring feet back to foot bar. We're going to focus on our shoulder blades anchoring down our back without pinching the shoulder blades together. Maintain a little space between them so they don't feel compressed. And we're going to do these little baby rotator cuff circles. The upper arm bones stay glued into the mat. Your arms are by sides of ribs, knees in tabletop. You reach down, and it's the lower part of the arm that does the little circle. I've heard these as being like seal pups, like the little flappers, little pup motion. Inhale, exhale. 5, scoop core tight. 4, keep chest wide open. Work those middle back muscles for your posture. 3, chest is open. 2, back is on mat. Last one, reverse. Come back around. Inhale, just flow. Exhale. Five, ribs knit. 4, 3, 2 more. Last one. And come in. We have one more, and I just want to get deeper into your shoulders. It's going to challenge your shoulders more. Whoops, I have a hole in my sock. Oh well, I'm going to keep them on, no big deal. I'll get more socks. So we're going to do palms, face, straight down, horizontal, abduction for our shoulder. So I want you to do collarbones wide, shoulder blades float down your back, float up the knees. Now the palms just reach straight to your hips like little angel wings. Openness, exhale, armpits through palms, through pinkies, and reach. And 8, control each direction. 7, you don't want to hit bottom. 6, so you avoid going any higher than the shoulder rest itself. 5, spine is long. 4, and then 3, 2 more, and last one. Wonderful. We're going to hang up the straps. Now, if you have any low back issues, I'm going to show you how to get up. If you have osteoporosis, you don't round. You just do a straight lift up like that. And then I'm going to have you go to 2 red springs. And then if 2 reds feels like it's too much on your low back, say you have low back pain or stiffness, then maybe you want to stay with a red and a blue spring. That's totally fine. But we don't want to go and overload our hip joint in here, so we're not going to do heavier than 2 springs. And then we're going to lower back down to our mat. So again, think of your spine staying long, and you just go straight over like that, your elbows under you, you bring your hand to the shoulder rest, and then you float back onto your back. So that'll protect your spine. And then reach back, take a hold of your handles. And now we're gonna walk. I'll give you a good way to walk in. Press one foot straight against the foot bar. The other knee hugs towards chest. You walk the strap either over the arch of the foot. If you cramp a lot, to get your glute to activate the connection to go a little easier, you can always bring the strap closer to your heel. You could try that so the calf doesn't cramp or the toes or the foot don't cramp on you. And just see how that works for you. Now, before you take your foot off the bar, start to feel how this leg actively starts to push away from you. That keeps your pelvis from lifting up off the mat. Now you're going to take your legs and reach them both out long. You want to make sure your hips are straight, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles, everything is aligned in a straight line. You want to feel spine is long, feel lateral ribs open, back of ribs expand, and then avoid this. Avoid going way down into the well where it pops your back off the mat. We don't want that. Your hips stay rooted. Your back, your pelvis is on the mat. Your hip bones stay straight to the ceiling. They shouldn't rock forward. You're going to have a space between the ankles. Stretch and reach. You're scooping in. And inhale, and then exhale. Ribs expand, ribs knit together. Breathing in, feel like your ribs are wrapping. Corset strings pull around to the center. And 5. Breathe in, breathe out. And 4. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now I want to take you into external rotation, heels together, toes apart. Now we're going to lift, inner thighs spiral outward, lower. Maybe you won't get to go quite as far down on this one without arching, and that's totally fine. It'll be a little harder to go lower. Squeeze inner thighs together. Scoop deeply into your center. Feel the abdominal wall really pull tight to your lumbar spine, like you're zipping into the center. Inhale, exhale. 5. Inhale, stabilize pelvis. Exhale, 4. Chest is open. And 3. Control on the way back up. And 2 more times. Control on the way back up. And last one, keep spine in neutral. Now fold the knees in, breathe in, really feel how your inner outer thighs are engaged, your gluteals are engaged, press legs long. Inhale, ribs expand, spine stays in neutral. Inhale, exhale, reach. Breathe in and exhale, really pull tight through your center. 6, ribs expand, press out. 5, 4, control, control, control. 3, 2 more. And last one, breathing in, breathing out. If you want to focus on rib cage connection, you'd exhale to come home. If you want to focus on lumbar spine stability, you'd exhale on the way out. It does 2 different things, depending on what you're looking for. You need more back stability, then you're going to go exhale, reach legs long. All right, we're going to bring our feet parallel, keep our hips straight above us to the ceiling, and then I want you to just gently, slowly start to circle. Feel the crease in the hip. Come back around. Make sure your hip bones still face straight above you to the sky. And inhale, and then exhale, and then inhale, and then exhale. 7, keep hips stabilized. 6, we don't want the pelvis rocking forward or back. 5, scoop in deeply, shoulder blades float down your back. 4 more, and 3, and 2, inhale, exhale, reach, last one. Come back around, breathe in, spine is long, exhale, reverse for 10. Ribs wrap, scoop in, zip up. 9, be conscious of your breath, be conscious of drawing into your center. 6 more, inner outer thighs. 5, inhale, exhale. 4, inhale, exhale. 3 more. 2 more, hips to sky. And last one, excellent. And then just maybe stretch down on your ropes for a second. Feel the back of the thigh up here, stretch. Tailbones down, back is on mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, release your spine, last one. And then to come out of here, fold one knee in, place that foot on the bar, and then put your weight against the bar, the foot that's on the bar. You can put your weight in there, and then it's easy to peel your foot out of your strap. Cool. Maybe just hug knees in for a moment. Gently rock side to side across your back, if that's okay on your spine. And then we're going to slowly turn our pelvis to the side so we can exit the machine. Tighten your core, push up. All right, next what I want you to do, go to a single blue. Place blue spring on, take off your red, take off the other red, so you should end up with just one blue spring on the hook. Now, your machine probably has 2 safety notches, plastic notches on each corner. Slide them together, take your foot bar and bring it all the way to the down position. That's how you just set it down out of the way. We have a single blue spring on, and now you're gonna go grab your box and do long box. I think this is the Peak Pilates box. I have balanced body boxes and I have Peak, and this is a Peak Reformer. So I don't want the box to go over the Reformer or be too big for it. So I think this is the right one. The balanced body boxes say balanced body. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't say anything. So what I want you to do, you align it lengthwise, so that's long box. And then I'm gonna give you a tip to get on your box easier. A lot of times in a group class, I'll see people get up here and then they try to climb straight down. And it's kind of awkward if you're not used to doing that. So I'm gonna give you an easier version of how to get on your box so it's easier to transition. So whenever you do anything lying down, face down, that means it's prone, hold the 2 front corners, hinge from your hips, keep your spine long and neutral, and you just slide your legs straight across the box like that. So it's going to be much easier for you to get on your machine. Now, your knees are off this back edge of the box. I want you to turn your thighs, external rotation, inner to outer thighs. Feel how you start to activate the sides of your hips. They wrap into your gluteals, under the glutes, and then you feel more balanced. You feel more sturdy and secure. Your hip bones stay down on the box. Now slide, instead of having your hands way up here, your hands are just going to be a little bit out in front of you. We want to connect from the armpits into your palms. And never go like this where your hip bones actually leave the front of the box. That's loading your spine and arching it. We want to avoid that motion. Stretch tailbone far away. Thumbs turn out, fingers turn out. Now I want you to pull your heart through the arms. And then we're going to extend the spine by going right in between those 2 shoulder blades. And then you lower your heart back to the box. And then rather than lead with the neck, lead with the chest. Pull through, elevate your head, neck come up last. And then you come back down. We're making room, thoracic spine between shoulder blades. That's your middle back. Exhale, scoop and zip up, lift up. Lower straight to mat. Inhale. Connect from the armpits down into your palms. Elevate. Gently come back to your box. Inhale. Exhale. Feel width across chest, shoulders, collarbones wide. And 4, you're going to elevate your heart, space between shoulder blades, mid-back. And 3 more, you're going to inhale, exhale, reach, create space for your spine. 2 more times, inhale, exhale, reach, chest is open, collarbones wide. And 1 more time, you're going to inhale, exhale, pull heart through, gently lower down. Maybe rock hips side to side. Maybe turn head side to side. Gently release neck. Neck is neutral. Like you're nodding your head no. All right. Now, I want you to take a hold of your ropes. And we're going to keep it where it's at on the blue spring. We're going to choke up a little bit. And I want you to do rhomboid pulls, otherwise known as T-press. We don't want to overload, we want to use control, and we want the right muscles to work. Collarbones wide, head, neck, shoulder organization, shoulders drop down away from ears, sides and neck are long, and I want you to pull your arms back to wherever you can without letting your shoulders hike. Maybe it's this far, you'll get more strong as you do it. Exhale, neck is long, pull back. Stay in that slightly turned out position. Reach through bottoms of feet so your legs are actively engaged. Your glutes are working. Core is strong. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Today we're just going to keep in a single file line. This can be done with extension as well. And inhale, exhale, reach. 5. Chest is open. 4, chest is open. 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Rest for a moment. Maybe you'll just turn head side to side, release the neck. Maybe you'll tilt one ear slightly towards shoulders, side of neck elongates. Little lateral flexion, side, shoulder out of ear, tilt ear, down towards shoulders, slight little stretch there, come back center. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 more and then I'll get you up off your abdominals. Your elbows hug tight to your ribs, roll those shoulders down away from the ears, neck is long, keep a single file line. Now extend from the elbows to the wrists. Slow with control. Go super slow because we're on a lighter spring. We're just gonna work on control today. Getting the right muscles to turn on. 8, control back home. Exhale, 7, control back home, and 6. If this was absolutely way too light, you'd go to a red one. We could even use green. I usually do green, but today I'm doing blue, and I can still get a workout using control. 5, 4, chest is open. 3 more, exhale. 2 more, exhale. And last one, exhale. Slowly control home. Then we're gonna hang up the straps. Now, wiggle hips side to side, gently release your low back. I want you to press your palms firm into the box as you tighten your core. Pick a side that you're comfortable to exit to. What you do, tighten your core, you push into the box, mini push-up, and then you exit by walking off the carriage. So that's a good way to get up. All right, next, what I want you to do here, we're gonna change the box, and we're gonna bring it right in front of your shoulder rest, like this. No need to put the box over the shoulder rests. If we were doing back bends and leaning back in our short box exercises, we might do that if you're over 5'7". That sometimes that's the cutoff depending on leg length. But today I'm just gonna have you do a hip release, so I don't think it's necessary to go over there. Let me just slide this back a tiny bit. Okay, so what I want you to do, we're gonna use our strap. I need a glass of water, hold on, not a glass, a sip. My throat's dry. Okay. So you have a strap. We're gonna lift our strap. It's probably canvas. You make sure that your little hooks are secure, righty-tighty. And then we always approach the box by the center of it because you don't want to tip it, so you never sit like right at the edge. You just kind of go to the middle, step up, and then you sit on your box, just like that. Next, what I want you to do, you're just gonna put one foot through your strap and just let your foot rest. You could flex your foot. And then what I want you to do next, crisscross your opposite ankle over the knee. If we are doing our short box series, we would slide back in our box and we'd be pushing our feet sideways, engaging the sides of our hips and thighs to really give us support, and we'd be secure in there. But for today's purpose, we're just sitting on top of the box and stretching forward. We're not going back. So if you're wondering, oh, how come the strap is loose and why isn't she explaining safety? Well, we're not leaning back and we're not depending on the strap to keep us from falling backwards. We're just having it over our foot. And then we're gonna take one ankle, cross it above the knee joint. We're gonna grab the edges of the box. And for osteoporosis, we're not rounding. We're not rounding and doing a C curve in our spine. We're in neutral. Our head elongates away from our tailbone. We keep our chest open in front. You're hinging here, down here, right where your thigh bone goes into your hip socket. You're hip hinging. You elevate, pull up on your straps a little bit, keeping the shoulders down and back. Collarbones are wide. Now notice how I hip hinge. My thoracic spine is elongated as I hinge and then lifting back up. We just want to stretch out your lateral hip a little bit. And this can affect your low back as well when it gets really tight in there. Inhale, exhale, hip hinge forward. Rise through top of head. Let's do 3 more like that. Chest is open, hip hinge forward. Coming straight back up. 2 more. You're gonna hip hinge forward. Elevate. 1 more time, hip hinge forward. Notice how there's no rounding. Now take the ankle, put it under your strap. It's just there lightly. Take the other foot, crisscross, either above or below. Avoid putting the direct pressure on your joint. Grab your straps, lift your heart. And now we hip hinge. Keep your spine reaching long. As you hip hinge forward, gravity is going to help aid stretching that lateral hip and glute. Reach through top of head, elongate your spine. Exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And inhale, exhale. 3 more, really stretch top of head away from tailbone. Keep your collarbones nice and wide open. 2 more, and inhale, exhale, reach. And 1 more time, you're gonna inhale, exhale, reach. Wonderful. Slowly elevate back up. Now we're gonna undo our foot from the strap. To exit, remember, you're not gonna get off at the edge. You're gonna step from the center outward like that. All right, next, I'm gonna ask you to take your box like this, back to your long box. We're gonna put that strap back down, and then we're gonna put on a green spring, heavy spring. We're gonna take off our light spring, the blue spring, or light, whichever color your light spring is, depending on the make and model of your machine. Now I'm gonna ask you to sit with your feet on the headrest. So this is going to help support your lumbar spine rather than sitting down on the mat, legs crisscrossed at the ankles, which is sometimes hard on your hips, sometimes hard on your low back. I will show you what a moon box looks like, and the moon box is perfect when you want to modify something. So this is the big box, but there is a smaller box which is conducive to doing modifications. And then in case you don't have one, I'm just going to show this to you today on the big box. Sometimes when I do kneeling chest expansion, I usually hold on to the rope, the strap, and we kneel. Today I'm going to give you another version of a chest expansion without kneeling, just seated. And I'm going to instruct you to have your palm reach down through your handle with your fingers straight, because I want to activate the muscles up here, your serratus anterior, and I want you to get an effective shoulder girdle stabilization across here. So I want you to elevate your heart through the arms, and then I want you to pull back, reach palms through your straps, keep heart lifted. Inhale, exhale, feel width across shoulders, chest. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, exhale, chest is open, scoop in. Exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe we'll do a stretch for the side of your neck. Pull back, look one way, look the other way, look center, return. Pull back, look over shoulder, look the other way, come back center and return. Two more. Pull back, look over your shoulder, look the other way, return center, come back. Last one. Pull back, lift through top of the head, look over shoulder, the other way, come back and return. Excellent. So now we're going to do flat back bicep curl. So I'm going to ask you to curl your arms in and then to stretch your arms out. Ooh, I'm so happy. I thought there was a fly in here. It's on the other side of the window. Yay. I was like, gross, there's a fly in here, but there's not. It was outside. So we're going to have our shoulder blades anchor down your back. Inhale. Now you're going to curl the arms in, and then you're going to stretch the arms out. You're going to curl the arms in, feel your shoulder blades anchor down your back. Inhale, exhale. You're going to inhale, and then you're going to exhale. Shoulder blades just float down sides of back. This is harder than if you just kept your elbows by your sides. 4 more. Exhale. 3 more. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Another version, you would just have your elbows straight by your sides. Notice how you're sitting tall. You're in your neutral spine. We're not doing spinal flexion. Here's spinal flexion. We're not going to do it. I'm just going to show what it is. Peel, C-curve back and behind your sits bones. We avoid that motion with osteoporosis, okay? So you want to avoid rolling through the spine. What you could do, sit tall, do this little hip hinge. You're on your sits bones right about there. Come back up. Tighten your core. You're on your sits bones. Hinge at the hip. Lift through top of head. It's like a little reverse curl. Hip hinge back. You're not rolling into your spine. You're still on those sits bones. Your hips open a little bit. Reach through top of head. Hips open a little bit. Reach through top of head. 4. Exhale. Reach through top of head. 3. Shoulder blades down your back. Reach. 2 more. Feel your core engage. Pull from front to back body. Last one. Excellent. Now, crisscross your straps without crossing the handles. Take it to a red and a blue spring. 1 red, 1 blue. Take off green. 1 red, 1 blue. Come back to your box. We're almost done. Grab your straps. Thumbs are up. Front ribs meet back ribs. You're in your neutral. Head lengthens away from tailbone. Now, I want you to align. I'm going to have to choke up a little bit on my straps. You might have to pull with your ropes. Pull back so you're rowing. Collarbones stay wide, shoulders stay away from the ears. Lift your heart, work those mid-back muscles. 8, exhale, scoop abdominal wall in. 7, exhale, and 6, and reach, chest is open. 5, make sure you're not pinching those blades together in your back. Shoulder blades need a little space between them. 4, control, keep your wrist straight. We don't want to break the wrist. We don't want to break the energy out of the wrist. 3, 2 more, exhale. And last one, exhale. Excellent. Go down to a single red spring. I'm going to get into your rotator cuff for a moment. Stay on one red. Blue can come off. Now we're going to just palms up. Hip hinge to grab your loops, palms up in your straps, upper arms hug tight to your ribs. Again, reach through top of head, front ribs meet back ribs. Now the edges of each one of your shoulder blades pulls deeper down. It isolates. It's stable. Going into the lat muscle, rotate palms out. Upper arm hugs into rib cage. Your range is wherever you could keep your arm glued into your sides. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 4. Keep chest wide open. And 3. Core is strong. Reach through top of head. And 2. Breathe in, breathe out. And last one. Inhale, exhale, and gently come center. We're going to uncross our straps. And then I want to stretch your hip flexor, the front of your thigh. You just turn, exit your carriage, use your core whenever you pick up the box. You would hip hinge, grab your box without rounding your back. And then we're going to place our foot bar back on we're going to lift our bar back up and attach it again. And then if you have 3 choices, low, medium, high, you're going to take it to number 2, medium. I have 2 choices on this older model. So I'm going to take it up to the high. And then mine, you can never lift on the bar because it'll fall. You always have to push your weight down on it. And it works as long as you know that principle. We're going to reach down, put a green spring on, take off red. And then I'm going to ask you to stand next to your carriage. And then if you had knee issues, you could place like a little pad under the knee. Pilates.com sells all these little pads and stuff. The toes, you don't want to be on the tippy toes. That'll hurt your foot. See if you could curl. Say your foot is not flexible enough to do this, to curl through the ball of the foot. What you could do is just lift your foot a little higher to get a connection so it's not on the very tips of your toes where it hurts your toes. And then what you would do, place your other foot towards the front edge of your frame on the ground. Your hip bones, your tailbone lengthens down. Also, if you have a clinical reformer, like that they use in therapy, it's higher up. This would not work on a clinical reformer. You'd have to step on your box and stand on the box next to your machine to elevate you. Otherwise, the clinical reformer's up too high and it would be awkward on your hips and your knee. It would feel weird in your spine. So on this one, your hips are forward, your tailbone drops down, you aim the 2 hips straight in front of you. You elevate top of head away from your tailbone. Now you hip hinge till you find the bar, and we're not going to hold the bar with a death grip. It's a light holding for balance. You elevate up, 50% of your weight is on the floor leg, 50% is working through back of hamstring, glute, going down into your shoulder rest. You just push, now lengthen, 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 lift up, breathing in. There's so many different variations of lunging. I'm giving you an Eve's lunge variation, but we have standing lunges where you balance, where your knee lifts up. We have scooter, where you step back and your pelvis stays in one spot and only the leg moves. Here, the hips and the leg move. Lift, dig down to front heel as you come up to standing. Lift heart above foot bar, hips are straight. Get that good deep stretch through the front of this hip flexor and quad. 4, tailbone long. 3, really feel that deep stretch in the front of your hip and quad. 2 more, your core still scooping in, lifting up. And last one, awesome. And then we're gonna take it to the other side. Same thing. So you're gonna have your foot against the shoulder rest. Remember what I said, if it doesn't feel right and you're on the tips of your toes and it hurts, just lift your foot up a little bit so you could push into the ball of your foot. That's fine. So now you walk this front foot forward. Your hip bones are straight to the front. We're going to let our tailbone drop. We're going to elevate to the top of our head, lift our heart above the foot bar, and then we're going to open the carriage and just stretch. Press, dig into that front heel, lift your heart, and then exhale, stretch back. Your hips are forward, tailbone's long. Breathe in, exhale. So today I gave you a beginner workout. Inhale for osteoporosis. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale. Breathing in and then breathing out. Head away from tailbone. And 5, lift and lengthen. 4 more, press into your heel to stand tall. 3 more, breathe in. Exhale. 2 more, breathe in, head away from tailbone. Exhale, elevate to top of head. 1 more, inhale, exhale. Now gently you're gonna land carriage, and I'm just gonna have you bring both feet to the floor in front of you. And then I'm gonna have you put on a red spring, take off green. You're gonna align shoulder, elbow, wrist, press your palm directly against the bar. Remember, you don't wanna hike, you don't wanna internally rotate. Collarbones wide, shoulders roll down back. Now keep your sits bones down and just stretch up and to the side. Come back. I want to give you a little spinal lateral flexion, ribs apart. Stretch and lengthen, reach through top of head, and reach and stretch. And 5, reach and stretch, ribs apart. 4, feel the connection under the armpit to the palm. And 3, rise through top of head. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. And 1 more time. Stretch head away from tailbone. Excellent. Come back in. And then we're just going to do that on the other side. So our feet are going to come to the floor. Our sits bones are secure down on the mat. Align shoulder, elbow, wrist. Press from armpit into your palm. This arm rises up, lengthen your spine, up and out of your center. Your ribs stretch off of your hip bone, up out of center. Inhale, exhale, really elongate the spine, open your side line, decompress spine. And 5, reach apart, come back, shoulder blades float down, back. 4. And 3 more times, reach through top of head. 2 more times, inhale, exhale, armpit to palm, and last one. Awesome. So this concludes our beginner Pilates workout for osteoporosis. I hope you enjoyed the session. Inhale, bring hands to heart. Just feeling balanced and blessed for doing a session to help strengthen your spine and keep you healthy. Peace, everyone. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel or hit like, share, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Again, watch for my videos so you can get stronger and feel better. All right, take care, everyone. Peace. Bye. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Bye. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.